Alright, so as usual, I think the media and many ordinary citizens focus on the wrong things. It was a few days ago, I'm sure you remember, that Trump asked, I've seen this disinfectant that knocks it out in a minute, it being COVID. Is there a way we can do that by injection? Trump asked. Now, of course, it's no surprise after Trump says this, the media jumps on it and claims he was telling everyone to inject disinfectant, which is a bit of a stretch. However, I have no problem saying that he could have worded it better instead of using the word disinfectant, which naturally brings bleach and antimicrobial sanitizer to mind. Why not use the word medication? Okay, I think that's a fair point. He could have stated this in a better way, but then the media spins up a story and claims that there was a spike in calls to poison control centers after Trump said this, but they conveniently leave out the fact that calls to poison control centers have been up since March, long before Trump said this, and that is not terribly shocking. People are stuck in their homes, and they're being pumped with fear and hysteria by the media and politicians. It's not shocking that some people are using more of these disinfecting chemicals, and that increases the chances that some misuse or mistakes occur. Someone accidentally ingests somehow. They get it in their eyes, their nose, whatever the case may be. It's likely not someone just taking a shot of bleach. Although out of 325 million people, I'm sure that's happened at least a few times. But I don't know for a fact, but I doubt that's a widespread issue. It's just you've got, like I said, millions upon millions of people increasing their use of these products, and with that happening, it should be expected that misuse or mistakes are made, and people end up calling a poison control center. And by the way, no one died that we know of from this, and I'm not a doctor, but I'm fairly certain if you inject bleach into yourself, you're going to die. So that seems to tell me that no one injected bleach into themselves, otherwise we would see some deaths from it. So people saying Trump has blood on his hands in this regard seem to be stretching it a bit. But regardless, the underlying and true issue here to me stems from one question. Why are those in the media and other politicians so worried about what people might do if they hear Trump say something like that? Why are they so worried? They're worried because in many situations we do regard politicians who are on our team, the blue or red team, as otherworldly. We regard our favorite politicians as somehow divinely inspired, as if they descended from the heavens. We forget that they're fallible, flesh and blood, ordinary human beings. They are mammals. The far more concerning issue here is not what Trump said or didn't say, it's the fact that it's even a concern at all, because that means it's recognized that people put far too much stock into what politicians say. I don't care if it's Ron Paul that comes out and says if you eat earthworms it'll cure COVID. I respect Ron Paul. I love what he's done in terms of shining a light on the Fed for the masses. But if he said eating earthworms cures COVID, I would have to conclude that he lost his mind. Because as much as I respect him, I know he is just a human being, nothing more. And despite having respect for him, I still think people should think logically about what they're told, even if you are told it by your favorite politician. So my overarching point is this. Let's say people injected bleach after Trump said this, and they injected it directly because Trump said to. That would be an issue, no doubt. That would be newsworthy. But the far more dangerous issue at hand here would be the fact that people are far too sheep-like and they are far too easily led. The larger story there would need to be that people need to cool it with their trust in politicians. If Trump came out and said, hey, eat a bunch of Tide Pods, that'll cure you of everything and anything, if people actually did that, Trump would have blood on his hands, sure, but the more alarming implication of this is that people are too gullible. They're too invested in the words that come from the mouths of politicians. And if there is anything you should not be invested in, well, it would be the words coming out of the mouths of politicians. But anyway, that's all for now. Like, subscribe, share the video, don't inject bleach, and take it easy.